Hi, and how are you all? My name is Sanjana, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So, today I'm going to be talking about whether you should be joining a startup or a big MNC. So, many people have to choose between joining a startup or finding work in a large company. The two scenarios are not always equivalent, and there are many factors that go into the decision making process. So this video will address all your questions about how one decides whether to join a startup or a big company. First of all, I recommend you to find industry experts who can provide proper and accurate insight or advice for you. And this is the best way to get a clear picture of what your industry entails. For example, you may want to ask questions that are directly related to your goals and objectives. And furthermore, many experts have blogs where they discuss aspects of the business world. So it is critical for you to do some research and gather all relevant information so that you're able to make an informed decision about your career path. So you can also reach out to me on LinkedIn or any other experts for that matter on LinkedIn and ask for their guidance. I'll be happy to share some of the most important considerations if you want to join a startup or find work in one of these large companies, and also give you some tips for how you can go about making this choice. Also, a small piece of advice from my side is that before you decide whether to join a startup or an MNC, it is important to know what kind of company fits your career goals and your interests. Like, one of the biggest differences between startups and big companies is the difference in size. Startups are generally small, they are young companies, while big companies employ thousands of people in multiple locations. So you should consider the type of work that interests you most. Some jobs require creativity and independence. Others demand accountability and dependability. So if you don't know what your interests are, try a couple of different things to see how it goes. In any case, I recommend that you focus on finding work that is interesting to you rather than on things like salary and benefits packages and all that. When I was choosing between joining a startup or a big company, it was based on factors such as job satisfaction and career development potential. Some startups offer great perks. For example, some companies offer free food, in-office yoga sessions, and stock options in the company. Like, however, you can find these same perks at many big companies as well. Big companies often have programs and employee stock purchase plans that can be used to grow your wealth over time. So when it comes to deciding between joining a startup or a big company, make sure you weigh the positives and negatives of each option before making your final decision. And one factor you should definitely consider is stability versus growth potential. Startups are usually more unstable than big companies because startups are in their infancy stages. And one of the biggest decisions in life is finding a job that pays well and also provide, career advancements. So depending on which type of job you choose, either decision should be considered carefully. For years, people have been joining startups for their salary and flexible schedule. They offer relatively low pay compared to employees working for big companies such as Google or Facebook. However, with high turnover rates in startups coupled with benefits such as stock options or increased opportunities for promotions available at bigger employers these days, this decision has become more difficult than ever before. I advise you to consider a number of factors before you decide. First and foremost, you should consider what kind of work you will truly enjoy. And secondly, think about whether you're going to be happy with the same job for the next decade or so. If people choose jobs that they don't really like, then it won't even matter how much money they make, because eventually it will become boring and everything related to their job will be demotivating. So if you like your career choice and you want to stay in that industry for the rest of your career, then you'll probably be happy if you join a big company. You'll get lots of experience and good salary also. And also, salaries in big companies vary depending on the market value of the industry. So people who are looking for part-time work or need to earn extra money should consider joining startups, which tend to pay less, although they offer more flexibility. Working in a startup can be very exciting, and you'll have the opportunity to wear many hats and do new things. But it's important to remember that new companies sometimes will run into problems. But with time and experience, these problems will be resolved, and you'll also get an opportunity to resolve these problems together with your company, and that way you'll also grow a lot. And what's more important is that you take advantage of the opportunities that come your way. A few years ago, an engineer with a master's degree from one of the best universities would have gotten job offers from all over the world. But after working for a year in a startup, their worth would have gone down by half. The same engineer can get paid more by joining a big company for 10 years instead of getting started at a small company for 1 year. So, these are my suggestions. If you have like any other questions, please let me know in the comments and I'm happy to help. And thanks for watching this video. Please do like and subscribe to this channel if you found this video helpful. We'll see you again in another video soon.